Welcome to another episode of After Dark with Shawn Cornelius. I am your host, the romantic, funny man, Shawn Cornelius, and hope you guys had a wonderful day today. I enjoyed my day, and we were doing fantastic. We were doing great. But before I start the show, I want to give a special uh, shout out to comedian Kenny Ortega, who lost his battle with COVID today, and he was well loved in the comedy community. I've known him for some years, quite some years, working at Hot Comedy Club and LOL Comedy Club, um, and not always on the same page, but we had some mutual respect for each other. But he was a good guy. If you go on his page, you'll see a lot of people posting today about the loss of a comedy comrade. Whenever you lose someone close, but in this comedy family, it's a you feel it, you feel it. So I want to say prayers and condolences to his family, and I also want to say prayers and condolences to the comedy family. So let's say a quick prayer today, tonight, for Kenny Ortega's family. What's up, Smoke? Producer extraordinaire, Smoke is in the building, and got a great show for you tonight. A young lady who's going to come in here shortly, and she is an actress. She's a writer, producer, director, uh, just an all-around talent. And she's going to come on and tell her story. But I want to let you guys know coming up the rest of the week, tomorrow night, we got Lisa Parker is going to come sit in from Charleston, South Carolina, and tell us about um, her entrepreneurship, her business. And on Thursday, Jahari Monet is coming in with a special conversation. And also on Saturday, Jaquan the Don, the Wu family, Wu South, will be in, sitting in. Next week, I got some great guests coming in. Talent, the comedian, will be here. Also, Tyler Perry, actress and comedian Coco Brown, and hip hop legend extraordinaire, Positive K. I got a man. What your man got to do with me? Will be sitting in next week, coming in to hang out with us here on the show. So, like I said, my guest is in the green room. She's kind of coming in. So as soon as she comes in, we will bring her on and have some conversation and speak to her. Hello, Nichelle White. How you doing? Natasha, how are you? Katie, good to see you all. And thank you for coming in. So I want you guys right now to do me a favor. Please share this. Share this page. Share the post like we normally do every night. What's up, Nanyata? Good to see you. Um, Share the post, and we will be so appreciated about you. Oh, there she comes sliding in. She comes sliding in the middle of my conversation. So as soon as she lightens up her vocals, there you go. I can definitely hear. I can hear something going on now. So good evening. You can't hear me? I can hear you. I got you though. You got to hit something over there. So we're gonna let her work out her technical situations. But that's the lovely Meleeka Clary, and okay, so she'll probably come back in. We'll get her back in here. We'll make this thing work and work it out. But I had the honor of working on her film that she's going to talk about tonight. Was able to do some things when I let her communicate that. And so far, I want to let you guys know that we've been getting some very, very good compliments on the show. We've been getting some positive feedback. We've been getting some constructive criticisms on the show, and it has been working out pretty well for the situation. What do you mean? Did you miss it, Nanyata? It's only 10:34. We start at 10:30 over here on the East Coast. You're right on time. You're right on time tonight. So I want to thank you guys for continuously viewing and sharing. The numbers are very, very good, and I've been enjoying every night coming in, sitting down with you. And
Oh,
there we go. Can you hear me now?
hello?
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes, hold on. Maybe I need to put you on some type of speaker or something. All right. Let me see. All right. Hold on.
Yeah.
I can hear you now.
There you go. That's sweet. Fantastic. Good evening.
Hi. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm blessed. How you doing? We are live, and you are live on the Facebook stream. So everybody's sitting and waiting. They were waiting patiently to see and have us get our conversation going. Good evening.
Hi.
Technology, right? Technology is a little crazy sometimes.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Well, I want to welcome you to the show. Thank you so much for clearing your schedule to take the time to come sit down with me, because you've been a very busy lady the past couple of years. And
yes,
I get it.
Thank you for inviting me, Shawn. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, this is great. I had to get you in here. This is perfect timing. So for the folks that don't know you, and I know you well enough now, tell them just a little bit about yourself, who you are, where you come from, and then we'll get into some of the other things.
Oh, okay. Who am I? That's really interesting. My name is Meleeka. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts. I reside in Indiana. Wow. I am I want to say soon to be a doctor in psychology. So I am currently on my dissertation, and almost I think I got like 80 more hours to go, and then you can call me Dr. Clary.
Dr. Clary. Okay, cool.
So yes, I am doing that right now as well. And what else about me? I'm just so blessed to be alive, just like everybody else. So much going on, and I'm just happy that I'm here to enjoy this moment with you and just every day. So
now, you know what? You sit there and act like you don't know all your things that's going on. All right, let me guide this. I thought you were just going to jump right in. So she's acting all coy now. You have several other titles. Okay, let's go back. We met a couple of years ago. So I'll have to start it off and do the actual interview.
There you go.
I was trying to give you a little space. It's been a little different with the ladies so far, but this is see how the ladies do you. Okay, so we met a couple of years ago back at LOL Comedy Club.
Yes.
And I was doing my stand-up, and you were there with your family and friends, and we fast forward the stories and stuff. We met, we talked outside, you enjoyed the set, we talked about things, we talked about who I was, music, a lot. Then you mentioned to me you were doing this film.
Yes, I did.
Listen to some of my music. So you are an actress. Let's start there.
Yes, I am.
You are an actress. You are now a director.
Yes.
You are a writer.
Yes.
You're a producer.
Yes.
See, now all these things that I'm saying, you knew good and well. All right, I see you pulling my thing, making me work. All right,
but you're the interviewee.
But I did ask you the question. I said, tell us about yourself. And you were just like, I don't know, but so much. All right, so here we go. Let's start off with your acting stuff, because you and I talked, and just tell some of the things that you've done as an actress, some of the production.
Oh, well, I'll just give you a little bit of insight about that. I've done acting and model for years. I got out of the industry for my own personal reasons. I did not like certain things in the industry. So I left about 11 years. And before I did, I used to work in I want to say radio shows. I did that. And there was a sitcom called Fat Video Vibe Dialogue. So I did some shows there. It was a community station, talked about things that's going on in the community. So I did that for a couple of years. Right now I have been on, Greenleaf, The Resident. I've done some independent movies. Okay. So I do a lot of things now, but I've been gone for about 11 years. And now I came back I want to say the reason I came back is because I felt like I didn't have a voice in the situation I was going into. And I felt like going back into acting, I gained my voice back, and people tend to listen. So I got back into it for that reason of what I was going through. And here I am, I'm back after 11 years. And I found out working for other people is great. And I love to be in other people's films. That's wonderful. But I thought it would be more beneficial to me to do my own and direct and act and produce, so I don't feel pressured. So I'm more in control in that way. And so I'm back to
now. Wait a minute now. Now let me find out a little something about you. Since you said you like you like control. You like being in control. That sounds what it sounds like to me.
Well, I like being in control. I just don't like people using me and thinking I want success in that way to do what they want me to do. And I like to do it because I want to, not because, yes, that's what I mean by control. I don't like when someone tells you, you have to do this to get to this level. Right. I didn't like that. And as a female, and I'm only going to speak because I am a female, so I'm not a male. Well, so good. I just want to let you know.
Thank you for clearing that up. I thought that's what I thought.
I'm not being biased. I'm just a female speaking my opinion. And from a female's, point of view, you can be taken advantage in a lot of ways. And I didn't like that. So I stopped.
Good. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with a strong woman, a woman that's in control and knows how to have that switch and flip it on and off when she needs to. And I'm in this industry, so I totally know exactly what you're talking about, because I was going to ask you that when you teased it a little bit, but you made the comment of you had to come back and do it the way you wanted to do it.
Yes, exactly.
And we'll get into that in a little bit because that's basically what your film, dealing with your film is. So now also, you obviously you're a writer. What made you decide to that day, okay, I'm going to do this acting thing way back? What was the thing that when you decided, not when you were going to fiddle with it, but you're going to do it? It's a tough ministry.
Oh, well, if I have to say, it wasn't me that actually said it. I believe I want to say when I was 13, I have to go that far back.
Okay.
At 13, I was in a drama, I did a play, and I got picked for Harriet Tubman to play her. And my director, she saw something in me that I didn't see. And she thought that acting is something that you should do. You should venture off more into. And I did very well for that play. And then after that, I was, I think she connected me with different gigs and stuff like that. And then I went on and did those and realized that, hey, I like this. This is pretty cool. And I like drama. So I want to say she saw that in me until I got older. Then I started seeing it more as it developed. And I started liking it and enjoying it. It was just fun to do certain things and different things.
Yeah. Well, so that's fantastic. Now, because of the way you are and the way you're talking and the way it sounds and everything good, are there any particular roles that you just won't do as an actor or an actress? If this is what we're doing, we have standards, but it's acting. Like someone asked me, would I do a gay man? I'm not gay. I have standards. I don't know. I've never been offered that role, so I haven't had to make that choice. But as an actor for your craft, you're like, listen, I'm an actor. But is there anything that you wouldn't do?
Well, I would do a lot of roles. I want to say what I won't do, and I wouldn't do anything that totally have me totally nude. There's got to be some camouflaging, or I'm not going to do like any porn or anything. I'm just not into that. That's not me. So that's just me. And don't get me wrong. I'm not, frowning at people who do that. It's just not me.
Sure.
I personally, I'd rather just do different roles. Now, if it's got some nudity in it that, leg or maybe have chest or whatever, maybe. But like I said, it depends what the role is. If it's, you can't avoid it because it's a documentary or something, then that's one thing. But if it's straight up a sex scene and that's all the focus is just, exploitation, no, I just don't want to do it.
Right. So
just not my thing.
The medical field, where to jump. You know, he was like, yo, it's okay, acting and film and okay, doctors, you know what I'm saying? So where does that come from?
Well, I've always counseled for many years too. And I'm a college professor as well. I've done that criminal justice for numerous of years, over 15 years. And I counseled like domestic violence and, you know, different women that's been battered in crisis. So there's where the psychology comes into play, is the human services of counseling. And I've done that in numerous of years. So I felt that I wanted to get back into counseling, and I thought being a psychologist would help me help others. And there's other reasons why I want to be a psychologist, you know, not just counseling, but also to help relationships survive and other things and self-improvement. And some people need that help. So I love helping other people to a higher means within themselves. If I can contribute something, you know, you can't save them all. Just like when I used to be an educator and college students, and you can't get everybody to earn an A, but at least I can get some people to learn, you know, and enjoy learning.
Right.
You know. So
okay. So that's cool. That's a wonderful thing, because that is about helping others. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Boston, Indiana. Without going into the movie, because I know what's happening. But how did you? Yeah, how did you get to Boston, and then, you know, that Boston is your original place?
Yes, Boston, Massachusetts. Well, it wasn't my choice to come to Indiana like that. It was a relationship that got me to come here.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was married, and the person was he is still a lawyer from Indiana, and he didn't want to take the bar somewhere else. So I kind of made it easy and said, hey, well, I'll pack up my family and come to you. So there you go.
Okay, that's yeah. I've been, but Indiana, you know. Okay, wait, what part of Indiana?
I live in Carmel.
Carmel. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Well, you're surviving. It's all good. And and let's take a little. You have a family. Obviously, you
yes,
said
I do.
Back up and brought your family. I met one of your children.
Yes.
I met one.
Oh, yes, you did. That's right.
Yeah, right.
Yes,
We're working on music together.
That's right.
So
the little singer.
The little singer. How many children do you have?
Yes, I have 2 girls and 1 boy.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yes. We again, as we continue to talk and get into the film, we'll discuss those scenarios and everything. So,
yes.
All right. So, music, acting, doctor, dancer.
Choreographer, yes, I've done that for many years. Yes.
And was that a natural thing for you, or is it just?
Yes. Well, I went to school to dance school, but that was early on. But yes, this is natural.
Okay, all right. See, it was so much, and you sat there.
Yeah, you know so much.
I do. You know what I know. So you got all that together, and you got your career together, and now you're doing stuff that's going on. And you told us what you were in. Now let's talk about quickly one of the main reasons why you're sitting here tonight with me, which I was so honored. And I know it's always God that does things on certain levels. We met, and you told me about this film. So tell them about your film, the name of your film, and just go crazy.
Well, my movie is called 3 Corners of Deception. And the movie is a little bit about my life and being in Indiana. Actually, I want to say transitioning from Boston to Indiana. Right. It is a very interesting film. And I'm going to talk in third party when I say this, because as being an actress and you're acting for yourself or as yourself, you are playing a role that was past tense. So when I say that, I had to play Meleeka Clary in something that happened almost 10 years ago, 11 years ago. So that was very challenging for me to do, because of course, right now I'm not there. I was there 10 years ago. And what the movie is about, it's a drama, it's romance, it's love, empowerment. It's about relationships, love, passion. It's a lot of emotions. But one thing I have to say about this movie is that it has such a twist in it that the person that was acting didn't even know what was going on. Okay. So me playing Meleeka, she really didn't know what was going on. I mean, it was just a mystery. And it has an interesting twist to it because it's based on true events. And in one's mind, you would never think all this is going on. And how did you get picked to be this kind of person or end up being this type of person? And where you started and where you end is totally different. And this movie brought that out. It was really challenging to play this part because it's, like I said, it's something where Meleeka Clary was then a while ago. And this was over 11 years ago. And if anybody knows about any acting, to portray something that happened almost 12 years ago was very interesting to complete this task. And there was so much emotions to deal with that there was times that was very hard to play it. But as a writer and as an actress, I think I could play about anything I put my mind to. And I think that people would love to see this movie. And I think what they'll get out of this movie is very, I want to say, survival, you know, strength, empowerment. Never stop trying is something that I want to register the audience with, that because my dad said this to me, never stop trying. And in this movie, it highlights never stop trying. And I think when people see this movie, they will look at that in what they're going through or anything they went through. And when they see this, they would really, they will be able to register with it.
Okay, so now wait, in about a minute, just a quick minute, because you don't want to give everything away, and I get what you're saying. They give it what is the film about? Give them a little bit, that the specifics, so that, you know, because I know what you're saying, and blah, blah.
All right.
Tell them, and it's about your, well, you know, you have to, it's like when you go sit down on the Tonight Show, we don't have a clip to show them right now, so you got to give them a little bit more, just a touch.
All right, I'll just give you a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, it's a woman that falls in love with a man that she met on a nice day in Vegas when everybody is being somebody they're not. And they fall head over heels with each other. And just it's such a dream that you can't even believe that it's happening. It's just one weekend that you wanted to get away and you found this just wonderful man that you felt so in love with. And it was just so wonderful. And
sounds like a beautiful song.
Yeah, love. Yeah,
love basically at first. Sound like you fell in love.
Love at first sight, I want to say, Shawn.
We're laughing.
Love at first sight, Shawn. I think that's I know that's a song you wrote. Love at first sight, Shawn.
We're laughing because, guys, Meleeka really, she asked me to do some work on the film, some music work on the film, and that was one of the first songs that she fell in love with that I wrote, called Love at First Sight. And that's why I'm giggling, because she did ask me before we did this interview, do you mind if I talk about you doing? Listen, I was honored, you know, because I'm gonna tell you guys the truth. We started out with a couple of songs, a few songs in there, and now
it's like a whole soundtrack.
We're like up to, I think it was up to 20 almost. So
pretty much.
Yeah. So I'm like, gosh, thank you. So I can't wait to see the film myself, not just for my purposes, but I know what the film is about, and what I'm going to probably do in post, I'm going to put the trailer up here, if you don't mind, in the show, so they can see a little bit of what's happening, where it's going. So that's awesome. No, so now this again, we got a few minutes before I take a break. It's your first film.
Yes, it is.
Now, how was that? Because I did my first film last year, and I know how much it was. It's a beauty. It's a wonderful thing, but how nerve-wracking and crazy to wear all those hats.
Ooh, oh my gosh, hats. Ugh. It's a lot of hats. And being a director, sometime, you know, when you are trying to get something out of someone, it's challenging because you're not picking on the person. You wrote the movie and you know what your vision is, and you really don't want that to be taken away. And so it was challenging because there was long nights and you know, you just go through so many different personalities, and it's not always gravy.
No, it's not.
That's all I gotta say. I mean, the work can be done, but you have a lot of personalities, but you know what? You have to be on top of your game, because, and when I say that, you have to be quick on still keeping your vision clear, and so you can still complete your vision and the way you want it. You might have to change a little bit, but that's okay. It's not far from where you want to be.
Sure.
And sometimes you have to, but that's the luxury of being a writer. You can write something and rewrite it, and you know, revise. You can do that all the time.
We were revising right up to the end before we went into post. In post, it was like, yo. So, but it really turned out to be a great experience for me and my partner that wrote the screenplay. And now it's awesome. And now you're done. We got 2 minutes before I got to take a break. So in 2 minutes, tell them what's happening with the film, because it was supposed to come out this year and pandemic jumped in, but it's still going to be released. So let them know what's happening.
Yes, it's going to release sometime in 2021. So we're working towards that. Right now we are in editing right now. I mean, we're actually complete, and the official trailer will be out probably actually 2021 as well, because of the pandemic, and we don't know what's going on with all the theaters and certain things. So I'm very limited to say when in 21, but that's the goal. And yes, it's only because of COVID-19. We would have been out before that. But,
right. Well, congratulations first.
Thank you.
Congratulations. We've talked through the making of your film and through the making of my film, and we've shared things with each other as far as the communications. And you were very supportive of when my film came out, and so I'm just as excited and humbled to be a part of it, because I think it's going to be something really, really nice and special. And you know what? This happened for a reason. Maybe it wasn't time for it to come out. It was time for you to do some more to it, take some more time to make it even more wonderful. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So let me ask you a quick question. How romantic, because we're getting ready to take a break. You know, and the second half of the show, as you know, is the discussion with my guests about their opinions on romance and love and relationships and marriage. And it ties into the movie, but it also ties into your real life. Are you ready for that conversation, Meleeka?
You know, Shawn, you know I'm a psychologist. Lay it on me. I think, are you ready?
Oh, listen, you just don't know, do you? Hey, listen, you're a psychologist, but here comes a shameless plug. I wrote a book called Expressions of Love and Romance. It's a shameless plug. But are you ready?
So, you set me up.
So fantastic. Listen, thank you. But this has been a great first half. I'm going to take a short break and come back with more Meleeka Clary. And we're going to get into this whole psychological thing and this love thing, this relationship thing more when we come back with After Dark. The Shawn Cornelius with my special guest, Meleeka Clary.
Thank you.
All right, welcome back to the show. And she's still here, so she's not scared. She didn't
No.
move anywhere. My guest, Meleeka Clary, director, writer, producer, actress in the film Three Corners of Deception, coming out in 2021. But right now, we're going to put her on the hot seat, the
Okay.
love seat. And everybody survived it so far. 12 shows.
Okay.
So you'll be fine. So let's start off with the first question I usually ask everybody.
All right.
What is your definition of love, and how important is it to you in your life?
Okay. It is very important to me. And love, you know what? My opinion about love is when you look like this and you have that mate that's with you and he sees you or she see you at your top of your game and you don't look like this in about 50 more years, and you have one piece of hair on your head and you have one tooth and you're looking like, hey, want a way out, and they still love you. And they still is the first one to say, you're beautiful. And they're still there. That's love for me. But not even just that. When you're sick and you don't feel well, and you tell that person, and it's in the middle of the night, like maybe 1 o'clock at night, they don't get mad at you because they have to get up and get you something because you're sick. And they just go. No arguments, no hesitation, no nothing to make sure you're better. That's love.
Sound like you're being a little aggressive towards me right now because you got close to the camera. You got close up to the camera. It's like, you was making your point.
Bring it.
Here come that control. Here come that control. Here it comes.
Bring it.
That was fantastic. Okay.
You ready? Come on.
I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's jump to romance. How important is romance to you, and what is it in your category? Because everybody has their own definition.
Yes, they do. And I have mine. I mean, I love all the bells and the whistles. Don't get me wrong. It depends. But there are some simple things that you can do that shows romance. And it could just be waking up right next to a person and giving them a rose right there on the bed, the pillow, and whispering, I love you and have a wonderful day. That's romance to me. Because the first thing I'm going to wake up to is the rose right there. Just could be one little rose. That's all. I love that.
That seems like, it sounds like you're simple. You're
very
space, like small things matter to you.
You know what? There is big things too. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love a bush of roses. I love roses being sent to me. I'm not going to camouflage that. I love roses, but there is times that you can dimmy it down. You know, maybe you don't want to go buy a bouquet of roses, but just that little will go so far. Or even texting somebody and saying, I love you, have a wonderful day. I mean, just those things. But don't get me wrong, I love the extravagant things too.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. And this is
do.
I'm speaking to a woman, and I'm only talking about you. I'm sure that there's some extravagance inside your
Yes, it is. And I offer too.
And we all deserve the big things as well.
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's go with question number 3. What's 3 things that turn you on about a man? Your 3 turn-ons, your top 3 turn-ons.
Oh, cologne. I love when a man wears really good cologne. Very nice. Smells good. Almost to eat. Oh, you pulling yours out. What kind is it?
This is called me.
Oh, it's you? It's you? Now, you said that's a rose. And what is it? Is it Blue Nile? It's an oil?
Oh, Blue Nile is old. This is oil.
It's
an African oil.
Okay.
But it's a combination of, what is this one? Egyptian amber and me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to throw that out there. I just had to make you feel comfortable. Handle your business. Okay, you have to smell good. Colognes, all right.
I love when a man wears their hair. If they tighten up their facial hairs or their hair, and they look good. Try to look good, not just for me, but for yourself. Take care of yourself. I love when a man take care of themselves. It's just a wonderful thing. Let me see. I like when men open the door for me. I do. I'm one of those. I like if you do it. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna get mad if you don't all the time open the door.
Sure.
But it is nice to know that a guy he's not, he wants you to go in first.
He's a gentleman.
Now, yes, exactly. And I like that. And don't get me wrong, if it's a cold day, not even a cold day, if I'm in the house, he opens the door and I'm getting in the car, of course I'm going to open the door for him. I'm not just going to sit there and leave him out there. That's just not me. But I like that he thought about me first. And I really do like that. That's like a protector to me.
Okay. Well, that's a good 3. That's a good 3.
Yeah.
Now, let's go to the other side of the table. What are turn-offs?
Oh, gosh. Selfish. That your need is more important than what's going on at the moment. Like I said, if I was sick or something, I think to really argue or be mad at somebody because they don't feel well and make them feel worse than what they are, right. I think that's a turnoff. And I don't know if people do that intentionally. Sometimes it's just they don't know how to deal with the situation at hand, but it's a turnoff. Kind of stings a little bit. Bad breath.
Hey, listen, be real, be transparent.
Just gonna have to back it up. And so if I give you some gum, it's not because, I'm just trying to be nice instead of, I'm not, I could tell you, but I'd rather just, here you go, do a little something, floss after you eat. It's great to see it. Hygiene is important. I think if a man doesn't take care of themselves, I think that's a turn off. It doesn't matter if you're big, small, just take care of yourself. I think if you don't care about yourself, that tells me a lot about you. You don't care eventually if you don't care about your own self. You should care about your presence.
Okay, that's 2.
I thought it was 3, but okay.
No, that's the same thing. Hygiene, taking care of yourself on that level. Don't try to slide out of it. See,
and I thought caring about me or caring about love. And
that was one. But we're talking about the ones that you dislike. Remember the dislike. You think you're slick. Yes.
Cheap. I'm gonna say cheap.
Cheap? Okay.
I don't like cheap guys at all.
Now, how do you define that, though, Meleeka? How do you define what's cheap?
Okay, this is what's cheap to me. If you want, if there's a bill and you not reaching for it because you're like, okay, this person ate so much food and you're just like, oh gosh, I wish she paid for it. And you kind of looking like you don't want to grab the bill. And I really don't like that because to me, women are independent, and don't get me wrong, we don't have a problem paying a bill. A lot of people don't. I don't want to speak, maybe myself. I'll speak about myself. I don't mind paying a bill, but I don't think that I should pay the bill if a guy asks me on a date. I don't believe in that. And I think that I should, if you ask me, where do you want to go to eat? Don't ask me if you don't like my answer. If I say, let's go on the top of the line, and you ask me on a date, where do you want to go? You should already picked out the place so it'd be in your budget. But if I go say, hey, I want to go this place, and that's a little bit more pricey, then you should be ready for that. And that tells me you're not, when you start to, you're looking at the menu and you're like, oh, it's like $80 for this. And I feel that that's like a little cheap to me, because you should not ask me then. That's just where I want to go.
But what if he asks you and you tell him the $80 per plate place, and he goes, you know what? It's a little bit beyond my little means right now. So do you mind if we go here?
And you know what? He should be honest and say that. And I've never, ever really heard that. And I really haven't. I've been around. And then when it happened, then it's like, okay, they're paying attention to the price. And, I think if they was honest at the get-go, one would know where to place them. And yes. But then I think maybe they don't, because then you label them as, hey, you can't ask blase to go here because that's out of his price range. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because maybe he doesn't have a financial moment at that moment. So you might want to test your waters and ask anyway. But then if you limit it, but I understand what you're saying. I think if he was honest, then it would make sense.
And that's my point. My point is the honesty. Some women say they want that, but then when they get it, they really don't appreciate it. Some women do appreciate it. So I just wanted to say, because you're right, and that's pride and ego. If a dude, hey, where you want to go, baby? And you say, let's go here, and like, and he don't have it or it's tight on him, he's still gonna go.
Yeah.
And deal with it on that level. All right, so cheap. So you got past the 3. You got past the 3. You got past the 3. Now, that was good. Now we're gonna slide a little deeper.
Oh, okay.
Just a little bit. What do you feel are the key ingredients to a successful marriage, relationship, whatever you want to call it? And I'm not even going to go use entanglement. I'm so tired of people saying entanglement. We shouldn't even bring that up. But what do you think is...
I wasn't going to do that, but...
Well, I got some people over on Facebook that are so quick to try to be jokesters. But what do you think are the key ingredients?
Well, wow, that's interesting. Key ingredients on a successful relationship. Well, first of all, I'm going to put my doctor hat on.
Okay. All right, Doc.
Communication and listening is very important, because if you don't have communication, you don't have anything. If you don't have listening, you don't have anything. Effective listening, active listening. You have to have that. And that's the key of success of a relationship. Now, another key would be that when you are ready to be in one, because not everybody's ready to be in a relationship. Everybody wants the relationship to have the love and the passion and have somebody to talk to and be around somebody. But sometimes that's a want, but not really want to put the effort in the works to make it successful. So to make it successful, there's a lot more than that. You have to jump out of your own self and you have to compromise. And if you don't compromise, you're not going to have a successful relationship. And I'm bad to say that, because I am a person with those faults as well. I had to learn, when you don't communicate and when you don't, look at somebody else's needs first too, or at least consider them, you can have a failed whatever relationship, marriage situation, or friendship.
Right.
I use relationships. It could be a personal, marriage or friendship. Everything that has relationship is something you develop. And you have to be able to not just hear your friend, they have to hear you too. And that's how a good, healthy, positive relationship develops. Right. It's not just one side, there's two.
True. I got you. Now, here we go again. I got another one for you.
Okay.
How romantic on a scale of 1 to 10 is Meleeka? How romantic are you? What would you rate yourself for romance? And why would you give yourself that rating?
I'm going to be a little conceited with this one.
Go for it.
And when you heard me talk about myself, that you pulled teeth out of me. Well, I'm going to put myself at a 10, because I'm a game pleaser. And when I say that, is that I'm a dreamer. So I like doing things that's out of scope. I mean, I love the prince and the princess thing. I'm that fairy tale person. Okay. I like to just have it jump out of my mind and just do it and just see what the reactions. And I don't like to plan it in a way. Sometimes I'm just so spontaneous that it shocks myself, but I like to try it. And so romance, I'm going to give myself a 10 on that, because I'm all about it.
Since you said that, what have you tried that you can tell us that would put you at that 10? No, look, I'm from New York, but right now I'm from Missouri. You got to show me state. Like, tell us one that you can tell us is something that's, out the box, spontaneous, that would say that we would be like, oh yeah.
Oh gosh, it's
because okay, I want to say this because guys, we got to do what we do, but for women, like, I like it when a woman goes out the box and because you guys are very creative. You're a creative person anyway, so I can imagine. But I don't want to imagine because my mind is very, very, very good. So I'll just have it all over the place.
Well, I like doing things, and this goes like it goes with listening to your mate. I like listening to the person that I'm around of what they never did. Mm-hmm. And I put that in my mind of the next moment. So if you have never been in a jacuzzi or something, or like you didn't have rose petals, or, you know, I'll get rose petals and, you know, walk them to a jacuzzi and have all that champagne and food and all this, you know, strawberries and all that good stuff. And, you know, right, because it's your first little experience in a jacuzzi, I want to make that just right for you. And I would make that right. And whatever thing I got going on to make that your day and that moment, I want to give you that very first experience. So I'm very pleased when I listen to individuals and males that I've been around, never did something before. I love being that first person. And that is tend to be romantic to them because they never did it. And I like to be that person. So that's what I do.
All right, that's cool. That's cool. That's a focus. That's cool because that means you're not just with the person and dealing with the money outer. You're tuning in and trying to make sure, you know what I mean? And that's kind of like, honestly, what I do too, because I'd rather create a birthday card for you or write a song for you or write a monologue for you as opposed to just buying a Hallmark card because that's so easy. Because you said you like this specific color teal. So now I got to go find a teal birthday card. No, I'm going to create. So that's cool. And that shows the person that you're in tune with them instead of just being basic.
Yeah, no, I listen to them and that's how I form my thoughts.
Okay. All right. So tell us exactly what would be something that you would want to achieve in love in the future that you might not, and you might have achieved what you want, but just being curious, what is something that a level of love that you might want to achieve? Something like I know for me, there's another level I want to go to.
Another level of love regarding love?
Yeah, because you said we know what your definition of love is. So I'm not sure if you've achieved that because sometimes when we get to a certain point, we want more.
Yes.
We want more.
Well, I haven't got to that point yet because if you listen to when I said, when you're looking like this, this is great. So I won't see that until I don't look like this and I'm not walking as fast as I used to and I'm not on top of my game. And the person that's there, I would, that would be my achievement.
That could be tomorrow night. You know what I'm saying? You don't be acting like it's 20 years down the line. You look fantastic now, but you could take the hair and the nails and all this and wrap up, and that could be tomorrow night. And
I've already achieved that. I just haven't achieved the other part when I'm elderly, and I haven't seen that yet. I haven't got to that level yet. So that's my answer, Shawn.
I'm not going to try to pull nothing else out. I'm not going to try to pull that out. It's fantastic. I need to see this film and see what happened back 12 years ago and that whole love thing and see how sexy and spontaneous that was. You think I'm not serious? I am so serious. So we're doing really good. I'm going to get a couple of the conversations off of Facebook. Nanjada says that when you said spontaneity, that Jason's lyric spontaneity. She was speaking of the movie, obviously. And she says, oh, the king of Zamunda treatment. She's your queen to be, you know, but she's singing it, you know, and that special.
Oh.
Yeah. So there are people making these little, you're pretty good. They tuning in and give you a thumbs up. So you are.
Thank you. Thank you.
I get an abundance of women on the show, and this is Women's Week. So
yes,
they just cheering for you to win. Period. I wouldn't think you're gonna lose anyway, but let's have a little bit more fun because the show is winding down.
Okay.
I have a game I play with my guests called Favorite Sevens.
Okay, I'm not good at games. Okay.
Yes, you are. You're gonna be good at this one. All that talking you did, Doc. All you got to do is I'm gonna just say something, and you just give me your favorite.
All right.
You don't have to go into a long, so it'll be easy for you, all right?
Okay.
All right. Number one, favorite food.
Oh, lobster.
Okay, that's two for two. Monday and Tuesday, seafood, lobster. Of course, that's that's when you actually go where you go for dinner. That's what's going to be happening. So I hope if some guys try to catch up with you, they know they're taking notes too. All right.
Well, wait a minute. You can go get the lobster too at the Kroger's or whatever food place and boil it up for me. I eat lobster. I don't care if it's in a restaurant. Oh. You just bring it here.
All right. Now see, okay, that's cool too, fellas.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm a true lobster eater.
And I'm going to tell you, Nanyata, something. She said, "See, we are being good tonight, even though she still TKO'd you." She didn't TKO me. Wow. See. I see. That's just ego. That's a female ego coming. There was nothing that she TKO'd me on. Anyway, back to the game. Number two, your favorite all-time song.
Oh gosh. Oh, I have a lot of songs. Whitney Houston, I Will Always Love You.
Okay, that's a good one. Got to interrupt really quick. Do you know a Randy Ziegelman?
Yes, hi Randy.
Randy said hello.
Yes, hi. He actually played one of my attorney in the movie on the opposite side. So he plays my husband's attorney. He's a good actor. Love you, Randy.
All right. What's up, Randy? Thank you for tuning into the show. Hey, Cheryl Patterson. All right, number three, favorite store to shop. Favorite store.
Oh, good. Oh, I like Rainbow.
Rainbow?
Yeah, I do.
That's kind of inexpensive. I
know, but you can get a lot for your money.
You sure can. Listen, I have daughters, so when Christmas time come around, it looks like it didn't come from Rainbow. So,
but I love Rainbow. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like all the other stores too, Macy's and all that, but I love me some Rainbow.
Listen, whatever works for you. Randy says, "Oh, love you. Thanks. Love the show, Shawn. Much love to you both, bro. Much love to you too.
You too.
So all right, number four, favorite all-time movie, Miss Actress, writer, producer, director.
Oh, What Love Got to Do It by Tina Turner.
Tina Turner. Okay.
Yes. Well, Angela Bassett. That's my girl.
She's your favorite actress?
Yes, she is. And I had a lovely time. I worked with her husband. So we had a good time on
I saw
we worked together.
Yes. Photo. You put that picture up on Facebook.
Yes. Very good. She is I told him I love his wife.
Okay. Favorite state.
Oh, wow. Oh, I want to say my favorite state is home, Massachusetts. I love home. I do. It's cold.
We don't need to discuss Boston. You know, New York, because we don't talk about Boston, but so much. Thank you.
Whatever. I was going to say New York too, Shawn, because my father's from New York. So
that's what you should have said. That's what you should have said.
But I knew you was going to say something.
All right, I'm gonna edit that part of the show out. I'm gonna edit that out. Don't forget the power. I'm very humble, but I got a little power made doing the show. My producer's on the line as well. So,
well, my dad is from New York City, so we adopt New York too.
Good man.
Just to let you know.
Good deal. Number 6, favorite time of the day for lovemaking. Gee, favorite time in the day, lovemaking.
You know, I can't really say there's a time. It's when you want to, you do. I mean, it's a spontaneous moment.
So anytime is good for you.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
Okay. Listen,
I'm open-minded.
Yes. Listen,
it's not going to take too long. No,
let me tell you something. You know me as a comedian, and my mind works.
I know.
Somebody said something in my head, and I stopped it before it came out. Because this ain't that show. But I'll tell you after the show what it said. And number 7, favorite all-time Black TV show.
Oh, Martin Lawrence.
Okay.
I love me some Martin. You see, I went to his show. You see how he did me? We took a picture and everything. Oh, yeah. put me on his little platform. He did that deliberately. I love him, though. I think he is such a great person to meet, and he's really down to earth, and he's all about my film or what's going on. So I really had a good time to speak to him and talk about him. So I love his show, and I've always did.
Cool. Fantastic. Well, you listen, we take you off the hot seat. You passed. You're good. You're all right. You safe, except for that little joke I had. I'll tell you later. But I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. And before we head out of here,
well, thank you.
Please. Oh no, anytime. Come back when the movie comes out. We do all this thing all over again.
Yes, definitely.
But please tell the people where they can follow you on social media, and just leave a quick message that you'd like to leave for the folks.
Okay. You can reach, well, if you look at 3 Corners of Reception, I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and you could check me out on IMDb, which you can put my name in there, Meleeka Clary, and I would come up, and just be welcome to follow me. And the little message I have is, please be safe, everybody, and just be positive. We are in trying times right now, and I just ask everybody to be positive, be nice to others, and be nice to yourself, and just try to wake up. And, you know, if you're spiritual, if you're not, whatever that is to you that make you feel good, just get up and try to be as positive as you can with all things that are going on, and just live every day like it's your last, but with joy.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you again for being here. Nanyata says, outstanding interview. My producer, Tyreek, says, great interview. Best of luck, Meleeka.
Thank you.
And I got you. I got your back.
I love you too, Shawn.
Yeah, so that's another episode, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, Facebook fans. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to share this. And as I always say in parting, please go with God in your heart. Have a peace of mind. Have a wonderful, wonderful tomorrow. And please, again, like Meleeka said, and I say it every night, please stay safe. I want to give another shout out to a fallen soldier, a comedian that we lost this morning to COVID, Kenny Ortega, and his family. Prayers and condolences to his family. If you guys ain't trying to take care of yourselves, look out for Shawn Cornelius. Look out for Meleeka. Wear your mask. Stay away from me. Stay away from her, because you know something's going on. So this is Lula Mae and Cornelius's baby boy, Shawn Cornelius, the romantic funny man, saying good night. God bless you. Peace. And I'll see you around the corner on the next episode of After Dark with Shawn Cornelius.
Good night.
Good night.